No, police is on the way. In fact, he has said to another lady, she told me it's going to be in a few minutes.
So you got some donations from?
This is from NAC, National Health Control Council, and also
I was trying to get you masks, but I didn't manage. Yeah.
and some other partners that we want to donations.
Let's everybody put it so that at least you know what you're flagging off. Thank you. At least we show that there's an activity going on. We're not yet. What? You're alive? Are you serious? It's good. Okay, so I mean, why don't I get Lumumba? Please come.
Lumumba.
I can see all of us. We're doing our social distancing, properly. But I think before I read my speech, maybe you could explain, what is happening. I think we need to have a protocol of food and treatment. So if we could get. If we could agree on the protocol of where we will speak, then my speech would be the last. So that we can commemorate it today while we're here, we acknowledge all the topics that we have. We introduce the team that is here. And then I think we should go on the front.
Yeah, what to do, front request a few of you, the rest will be at the back. Then we want to know two people to come. People are
So people that will do the vaccine and talk about it, and then we'll ask the question and then after we speak, I'll go answer to this.
And then when CPM comes, we can continue depending on case and also the explain where we're going.
So good afternoon all. Welcome to this occasion. Today, as you know, today is the World AIDS Day. And here in Nairobi, with Nairobi Metropolitan Services, we are also participating in our own unique way of giving back to the people living with HIV because of the hardship that we are experiencing currently with COVID-19. So with us here, we have our team from Nairobi Metropolitan Services, and we wish to introduce them, starting from the far end. Just say your name and the designation.
I'm Michael Otieno. I'm the CAP for Nairobi.
Can't hear you.
I'm Michael Otieno, the CAP for Nairobi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jessica Omai. I work with the Nairobi Metropolitan Services, supporting the key population programming in Nairobi.
Good afternoon. I'm Wendy Elizabeth. I'm the head division of communicable disease.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Carol Nguno, head family health for NMS.
Good afternoon. Lilian Mutua, head health promotion services.
Thank you. But also we have our partners who are also supporting us in this activity. I want to welcome Victor.
Victor Awero from East Masai.
And our peer educators that also work in our facilities.
I'm Sharon Maria, the educator at CLI Center.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I am Aluo Benjamin. I'm a peer educator at Special Treatment Center, Casino.
Thank you. I want to just say thank you for coming for this activity. We have someone from the sub-county.
Yes.
So we can invite the sub-county.
Thank you. My name is Luvaga Stanley, the ward administrator Kilimani, but I'm sitting in for the sub-county administrator who is away at the moment. And as a sub-county, we are working hand in hand with the health sector, and we are the people who are on the ground. And actually, we are doing some coordination here with the team. And with us, we have the sub-county commander for enforcement, Mr. Stephen. and we have the sub-county finance officer, Mr. Rotich. Yeah, we do welcome you, and we are so grateful, Mheshimiwa, for the support that you are giving us, and for that zeal of working with the health sector. You know, it's the backbone of our country. When we are healthy, even though with these weaknesses here and there, and with the treatment that you are availing and the support that you are giving, we are ready to go, and we are proud of you. Welcome to the Great North.
Asante. Just a few remarks. Mheshimiwa, I think you've read the theme of this year's World AIDS Day, and it's Komesha HIV and COVID-19. Hashtag to wajibike. And from the donation that you've given, it clearly suits to that theme, because you've also given us some sanitizers, yeah, and we are happy for that, because it's not about just HIV, but also the current situation, the pandemic that we are also trying, all of us, we are fighting in, the COVID-19. And I know this will go a long way to serve our people living with HIV, so that we can also support them during these pandemic times. So I don't want to take much of our time, but I also want to welcome Mweni to take us.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. Thank you for availing your time to come here today. I want to welcome you officially, Mama Yetu. When we call upon you, you are always here with us. Karibu sana to today World AIDS Day celebration, and thank you for your donation. Karibu sana. Tumkaribishe na maua.
Okay, so today is World AIDS Day, being held out of Nairobi, but we decided as Nairobi we should also look out for our brothers and sisters and to let them know that we stand with them. So I'm going to read the speech that has been prepared. Because it has a lot of information that I think, a lot of information that will empower all that are out there to know what is the county and the government's plan in relation to HIV AIDS. So, development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed from here. Please receive our highest compliment from the National AIDS Council. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all stakeholders for accepting the invitation from the Council to commemorate the 32nd World AIDS Day. Honorable members, on behalf of the National AIDS Council, Control Council, may I take this opportunity to sincerely thank the county government and the NMS for hosting this globally and nationally celebrated event. We recognize the leadership and dedication on accelerated progress of the HIV response. Fellow citizens, World AIDS Day, designated on 1st December every year since 1988, is an international day dedicated to raising awareness of the AIDS pandemic caused by the spread of HIV infections and mourning those who have died of related complications. Allow me to take this opportunity to request that we observe a minute of silence in remembrance of close to 2 million of our brothers and sisters who have died as a result of AIDS-related deaths. This year, UNAIDS chose the World AIDS Day theme as Global Solidarity and Shared Responsibility. This message serves as a reminder that it is only through seamless cooperation between citizens and government that we can succeed to reverse the devastating impact of diseases with a pandemic magnitude. Ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of these difficult moments The Council is today calling out on all Kenyans to join in solidarity to stop the spread of COVID-19. Our theme is Commercial HIV and COVID-19 to Ajibike. We are on a crossroad as a society. We must carefully choose a path that will deliver us from the devastating impact of these two concurrent pandemics. We are calling out on all leaders to take bold decisions to tackle socio-economic inequalities, stigma, and cultural hindrances that need to be shifted to win the battle against COVID-19. Allow me to thank the frontline workers in the management of COVID-19 response. They continue to serve relentlessly with sacrifices made even against their wishes, the wishes of their own families. We owe them individual responsibility to protect against COVID-19. We have many success stories from HIV response that we can apply in the COVID-19 response. The pillar of success lies within the power derived from engaging communities, confronting difficult subjects such as eliminating stigma and discrimination, human rights abuses, gender-based violence, and gender inequalities, which are often the paths that disease patterns follow. I would like to re-emphasize on the need to address gender inequalities in the context of COVID-19. Lessons from HIV and other diseases of similar proportions show that despite initial gender neutrality, the burden always disproportionately tilts against women and girls, either through the burden of care and ultimate price of long structural deficits that eventually create vulnerabilities. I call upon all leaders not to ignore traditional patterns that shift burdens of care to women and girls when cushioning against COVID-19. Socioeconomic disruptions. In regard to HIV, women and girls have over the years borne the disproportionate burden of new infections, prevalence, and gender imbalance roles of taking care of orphans and sick family members. As such, COVID-19 related economic recovery plans should ensure that they are the primary beneficiaries. Fellow citizens, allow me to reflect on the successes we have noted in the HIV response. By the end of 2019, models show that we averted more than 700 deaths since the onset of the epidemic due to access to life-saving medication. The country has more than 1.1 million Kenyans who are on antiretroviral therapy. 1.1 million Kenyans who are on antiretroviral therapy. New HIV infections are down by more than half as compared to 2015, and infections occurring as a result of mother-to-child transmission, albeit still high, are on a decline. Elimination of HIV stigma and discrimination, a stubborn matter, continue to be the key program area across the country AIDS response. I would like to take this opportunity to pass a vote of thanks to Her Excellency the First Lady of the Republic, Mama Margaret Kenyatta. Her selfless devotion to the issues of mother and child has been instrumental in HIV response. She has consistently taught us the value of shared solidarity that is being asked for of us today. On teenage pregnancies and HIV. While noting these successes, several challenges remain. Our HIV infections among adolescents and young people, a key population of sex workers, men who have sex with men, injecting drug users, driven by lack of conducive environment, free of stigma and marginalization persists. Allow me to briefly talk about the issues of adolescent girls and young women. This matter is close to my heart. The need for leadership to address the issue of teenage pregnancies is a matter of urgency. In 2019, the Council sadly noted that a total of 6,247 children and adolescents aged between 10 and 19 were newly infected with HIV. 84% of these infections occurred amongst our girls. Sadly, the country lost 2,274 of our children in the same age group due to AIDS-related complications. Data for other younger women cohorts follow a similar pattern. 41% of all new HIV infections among adults were among girls and young women aged between 15 and 29. In the same year, the Council was informed that the Ministry of Health program data showed 20,363 children aged between 10 and 14 had been attended to in hospitals across the county as pregnant mothers. Even worse, the same data showed us that the girls aged 15 to 19, a total of 378,665 had been attended to in all health facilities as pregnant mothers. We're talking 15 to 19. Similarly, high numbers were observed in 2018. In this regard, I take this opportunity to request that we lead you lead us to drop all forms of social, cultural, and societal hypocrisy that has deterred us from confronting the issues of teenage pregnancies. I take note that despite the presence of progressive legal framework, we continue to witness a crisis of children being defiled and impregnated. At the same time, leaders across all sectors continue to remain enshrined and united in a culture of silence on the matter. A pregnant girl is robbed of opportunities to access a basic human right of access to education that opens the doors to self-empowerment and economic freedom. Furthermore, these girls are denied the right to access life skills that are essential for uptake of prevention choices against diseases such as HIV. This matter is not just a health issue, but an economic and social injustice. We have to come out strongly, condemn this issue as a matter of violation, educate our boy child too, and deal punitively with men who prey on these little girls. Equally, parents should take up their role of safeguarding their children at all times. Today, we are excited to launch the second Kenya AIDS Strategic Framework. Developed through a consultative process, the framework has provided a policy direction on accelerating the progress in the HIV response, securing the gains made to date while bridging the gaps to leave no one behind. Moving forward, the Council will work in partnership with the 47 county governments to draw plans that respond to the unique needs of citizens. We look forward to working with all the county governments to plan, implement, review their second generation of AIDS strategic plan. I would like to urge county governments to integrate HIV with their health, community education, workplaces plans. Further, there is a need to ensure that all investments enhance our health and community systems to respond to all emergencies such as COVID-19. I am also proud to note that through the leadership of NASCOP, the ministry will today in Kajiado County unveil the first automated HIV self-testing vending machine that responds to the need to remain innovative and minimize service disruption when emergencies such as COVID-19 occur. This is a great stride to ensure that Kenyans access diagnostic services that are linked to life-saving treatments and prevention programs. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I would like to once again express gratitude from the National AIDS Control Council to the people of Nairobi City County for hosting us. Asante sana. Through your leadership, Nairobi City County has continued to record impressive development in the health sector. Thank you to the Ministry of Health. You have continued to provide guidance to us and have been true heroes in the fight against COVID. Finally, to all the partners, community-led organizations, leadership of people living with HIV, key population, young people, development and implementing partners from all sectors, we remain grateful for your continued commitment to end AIDS in Kenya. To everyone, as we approach the festive season, we must not forget masks, sanitizers, keeping social distance. Okay? Let us not lower our guard. Pamoja tuungane, tukomeshe virusi za ukimwi na corona, pia tuwajibike jamani. Asanteni.
We have our head of department of preventive and promotive, Dr. Thomas Sangaro. Karibu.
Si neno, hakuna maprotocol, sisi sote tuko hapa. Sisi sote tuko hapa kuhakikisha watu ambao wako na virusi za HIV na AIDS tunasimama na wao leo. Si ndio?
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Thank you, Mheshimiwa, for agreeing to raise this occasion.
Yes.
Indeed, we are in the middle of the pandemic, but we must also appreciate that we have other pandemics that are existing, just like HIV/AIDS, and people have to access services. That's why we are here today. Well, you are aware that Nairobi is number one in terms of the number of cases of HIV/AIDS. In any pandemic, Nairobi is always number one. HIV number one, even COVID we are number one. But we appreciate the efforts that we are doing so that we can be able to reduce the number of cases of HIV. We also do mother of child transmission of HIV/AIDS. We want to make sure that the children who are born are free from HIV/AIDS by making sure the mothers who are pregnant get prophylaxis. Lastly, I think about a month ago, we launched our adolescent sexual reproductive implementation framework, which will address most of the things you have talked about, the teenage pregnancy and HIV/AIDS, including access even to family planning services, so that if they unfortunately get they indulge in sex, they can be able to prevent unwanted pregnancies. That's what I would say. But otherwise, thank you very much for this invitation, and look forward to work with you. Well, I'm very sure the food basket, which is going to be given to the people living with HIV/AIDS, is into the system, and it's just a token. We appreciate the National AIDS Control Council and our clients, those are the patients who are living with HIV/AIDS. We'll be able to appreciate that we take care of them even in the middle of the pandemic. Thank you so much.
Oh, I should have had this one before. Okay, so so I'd like to now take the opportunity to, I know we have many partners that have come in and brought in a number of stuff, that donations that are going to be handed over to the survivors and persons living with HIV and AIDS. Right, from our part, from the Office of the Woman Representative, using the National Affirmative Action Fund, we are donating sanitary towels, over 1,500 sanitary towels. These sanitary towels are not for sale. They are to be given to HIV survivors and their families. We also have a donation of over 1,000 sanitizers. These sanitizers were given to Ngaf courtesy of Kenya Pipeline Corporation. And what we did was to package them, because they came in 20-liter gallons, and we needed to get them into smaller packaging so that we could make sure that they reach the communities as individuals, rather than having a whole jerrycan going out. We are also going to be looking for more items to be able to boost. You know, we're going to have some food maybe in a few weeks' time, and also we're going to have some thermometers. So we will try and see how best we can support persons living with HIV and AIDS. The National Affirmative Action Fund has money for groups. We give money for groups. We don't loan money, we give grants. It's not a lot of money, and I'd like to commit here that much as we know that we have other groups that we are providing checks to in the next coming weeks, we would like to actually make a target if the persons living with HIV and AIDS can actually come together in groups. I know that stigma sometimes prevents them from coming together, but if there's a way that we can put them into groups, then they will be able to access the money either for table banking or for a project. You know, in this era where there's no jobs, it's good to find projects. We have a number of projects coming up as well, laundry mats, posho meals. We're giving some sewing machines very soon to tailors. And there are many other projects that we do as GAF. So what I would like is, if you are running a CBO or a self-help group or an
wengine wasimame tu nyuma ya products, hakuna shida. Tunaweza simama tu
Sisi wote
nyuma.
tusimame nyuma tu ya products ndio tupate ile social distance, please. Yeah, this one. So now before that, mom turn like this. Songa hivi and you turn facing her. There. So mama, you mama now songa kidogo. Now mama is handing over these things to you now.
To you.
Yes.
Just speak, just
Yeah.
speak.
Yes.
Tunaweza songa mbele sisi wote. Tafadhali. Juu ana handover, songa mbele.
Yes. Very good. Wapigeni makofi. Thank you very much. Kuna items also here.
Yeah. Songa mbele.
these are foodstuffs. Yeah, these are
You've got that. This is
I want to say thank you.
Some butchers from
See,
Esther.
neighbors.
Ishtar.
Esther butchers for food.
Okay, so these are food vouchers that I'm, thank you so much. This is 2,000 shillings worth of food vouchers to be given to the most vulnerable citizens and spread across the county of Nairobi. So we want to say thank you so much. Maybe we'll give you an opportunity to say something as to why you thought of doing this and encourage others that do what you do, to come out and also help out in times like this. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I'm representing Esther and Sam. We offer HIV and STI services for key population, especially men who have sex with men. And that's why we are supporting this initiative, because we also offer ART services, and the MSM are part of the general population. If they don't get protected from HIV, they're going to infect the other population. So thank you so much, and God bless you.
This is targeted strictly for men having sex with men. So you're aware that it's targeted, yeah? It's targeted just for men?
So there is going to be an official photo, ma'am, just the way you are.
Official photo.
Now you just face the photo. Yes.
Okay, so we have another donation.
Another donation.
Partnership for a HIV-free generation from WADA. No, World AIDS Day. From who? Oh, so the organization is called Partnership for a HIV-free generation, and they've donated 30,000 shillings worth of food vouchers again from neighbors. So you know what? We can never get enough. So if you're feeling generous, the next time you go out and shop, get a food voucher, drop it to either NMS at KICC offices, or come here and drop it to Lady Nothi, so that we can reach the people that need the food most. We all have to do our part as Kenyans.
Now it's gonna be an official photo. Wale wako nyuma tujipange vizuri kabisa, na wale wako mbele tujipange vizuri with social distancing. Very good, so that can come on. There you are.
Okay, so the vote of thanks, and then I'll address the media.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to take this opportunity to thank Mheshimiwa for gracing this event. Also thank our Deputy Director for Preventive Promotive Services, Dr. Thomas Ogaro, for allowing us to be here and officiating this event for us. To thank the head of the Division of Communicable Diseases, as well as our head of HIV, that's Madam Weni and Mr. Kiplagat, for organizing this event. It has been a wonderful event. I want to thank everyone who has donated. Sorry, let me not forget Mike from National AIDS Control Council. The support we've gotten, we really appreciate. I want to thank everyone who has donated, our partners from NAC, from HIV-Free Generation, from Esther, Mheshimiwa, Honorable Passaris, we really thank you, and all the other partners that we have continued to work together to achieve this day. Afya Jijini for the vehicles for the distribution. We really appreciate, and we as NMS are going to continue in this fight against HIV amongst other diseases that are of significant public health. We thank you so much, and also thank the media team for covering this event and everybody who has been able to grace the occasion. And of course, I cannot forget the Lord God Almighty for enabling us to be here alive and healthy together as we celebrate this day. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Sasa, let me chapa siasa kidogo. Okay, so
We have allowed you.
so you know we're having registration, collection of signatures for the BBI. All right, and we have a book here. Okay, so I would like, while I give the media an address, I will fill up the first line. I would like you to sign, put your name there. You know, let me tell you something. There's a lot of people that are preaching negative about this country, all right, and about the initiative of the BBI. But you know something? The BBI will improve lives. As a county government, I've just gone through your office here, and I can see that your office needs refurbishment. I can see the emergency center put by the NMS is doing a good job. But you're walking through roofs and ceilings that are actually coming down. All right, so we need resources devolved to the counties. The ward administrator is here. He can tell you he needs more resources in the ward. The BBI will give resources right down to Mashinani. All right, every citizen will have the rights that they need under the BBI. Okay, now I want to say, yesterday I spoke to a friend of mine, a lady that I met a few years ago who tested HIV positive. When I met her the first time and she found out she was HIV positive, she said to me, I want to die. She had children. She just wanted to die. Okay? Eventually, she ended up going, because when she lost her job, the medication was 12,000 a month. She could not have the insurance. But let me tell you, universal healthcare is real. The government has a program with its development partners, Global Fund and PEFPA. She ended up at Mata Hospital because the government works with mission hospitals as well. She was registered. She was put through a training where she was explained what is she dealing with as an HIV positive person. She was counseled, and she was her viral load test was done, and she was put on medication. She's now surviving 4 years. Medication provided because the government is stable and the donors have confidence in the government. So she gets this medication every month. 3 months she goes, she collects her stock. They even call her, it's so efficient. They even call her and tell her your medication has arrived. Because of the pandemic, she had to move from Nairobi to another county. In that county, they did an official transfer. Now she's been living in another county and getting her retrovirals, getting her viral load test, and it's gone down, and she's living positively with HIV. She's actually started a business, she's able to sustain and look after her family, and she wants to live. And the reason why she's living, even though we know we've lost over 2 million people, all right, the reason why she's living is because we have a stable government. So for those who want to destabilize the government by preaching wrong things about the government, remember that it is better to even have a bad government than to have no government, because then you have total anarchy. So what we have to do as citizens is support the constitutional change. If you go to www.bbisignatures.org, there's a summary of the BBI. Read it for yourselves. Don't listen to other people who are misleading you. And today, before you leave here, kama hujaweka sahihi kwa mtaa, kwa sababu ninajua watu wengi wanatembea kwa mtaa wanachukua sahihi, tafadhali tuweke sahihi tukiwa hapa. So mimi nikaweka box hilo hapa, niweke sahihi yangu ili mpate hiyo, sio?
Sub-county administrator ndio huyu.
Sasa akiweka hapo, mtu aende hapo nyuma assign. Yeah. Wewe utakuwa tu hai. Hapo chini. Yeah. So we're going to continue with the BBI collection of signatures. For me, you know, leaders come from God. And the way I see it, Baba has always had the best interests of this country at heart. And now we have our president, our sitting president, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, and he supports uniting Kenya into one. And every constitution has gaps. We are bold enough as a country to address those gaps. Do you know, if you